to another frickin' Freestyle Friday, a Toastmasters journey. Look, this is episode 8. I want to say that I am very proud of my consistency, all right? Because we talking about quality of life today, and I was out enjoying my quality of life. And I was like, oh, we got a Toastmasters journey today. We got Freestyle Friday. I gotta be here. I gotta be here to give y'all that energy and knowledge that you need to improve your quality of life. So here I am. I made it. Toast to me. I mean, we got a little bit of hibiscus today. You know, proper glassware. Look, we're talking about quality of life. So these are the little things that improve my quality of life. I might not always drink alcohol or liquor and stuff, but even my tea, your glassware, it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological thing. You know what I mean? So we on hibiscus again. You know, I love me some hibiscus tea. But let's get into it, man. Freestyle Friday, a Toastmasters journey. A Toastmasters journey is basically an opportunity for me to come on here every Friday, give y'all some free game, and you guys can critique my ability to convey a message, to articulate, to speak to you as a qualified and professional speaker. You know, I do a lot of workshops, I do a lot of keynotes, and my goal is to become a more articulate, a more engaging, a more profound speaker, right? So here I am. If you have some feedback, if you have some, some words of encouragement, please let me know, man. Leave a comment, leave some feedback in the comments, all right? So today we're talking about micro habits, mega gains, cultivating consistency. Ultimately, we are talking about what I preach: daily due diligence. Yes, daily due diligence. Why? Because you'll never be greater than your habits and work ethic. And we want to automate healthy habits. A lot of the times, the habits that we have on default are not healthy habits. They are toxic habits. And we need healthy habits on default. So when we default to our regular everyday routine, we want those routines and rituals and habits to be healthy. We want them to be productive to the quality of life that we say we need, that we say we want, and that we desire to have. All right? So, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, look, what is quality of life? Quality of life, in my opinion, I didn't look up the definition or anything, but quality of life, in my opinion, is your ability to find joy and peace in your day-to-day activities, right? Um, that would be a good quality of life. A poor quality of life would you being in disarray every day. It would be you being in mischief every day. It would be you being in disorder and unhappiness on the daily basis. So what would you rather? Would you rather be in a good quality of life or a poor quality of life? I am going to assume that the most of you would enjoy a good quality of life. What does that look like? Well, I know what it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like working a dead-end job and having not the finances to provide for the things that you desire. It doesn't include having a mindset of negativity where you're always bad-mouthing yourself with poor self-talk and downplaying your situation, you know. So we're gonna get into all that though. We're gonna get into all that. So as we all know, the relentless pursuit of success often comes with a significant it often comes with a significant toll on your personal health, on your well-being and quality of life. Listen, I work with a lot of business executives, a lot of busy working professionals, and I hear it all the time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. All I have time to do is the loop of going home, sleeping, sitting in traffic, and working. You know what I mean? And that's not a good quality of life because that affects your personal health in many aspects. It affects your physical health, it affects your emotional health, it affects your social health. And those are the things we want to eradicate and fix because you want to eradicate the fact that you can't have a good quality of life without having good habits. You can't have a good quality of life without having good habits. That's where daily due diligence comes in. That's where creating micro tasks, micro habits, micro strategies to help you overcome that which it is that you suffer from that is deteriorating your quality of life. So today I want to share with you that concept. We live in a world that celebrates the grand gestures and monumental efforts of the things in life, but that's not it though. Going all out, I'd rather see you at 5% every single day than at 100% once a month. I'd rather see you at 5% every single day than 100% once a month. Why? Because that 100% once a month is going to get you very little results. Real results come in micro habits. Real results come in micro movement. Little results come, excuse me, I'm stumbling on my words a little bit. But little results come from grandiose gestures and grandiose things. Micro habits are seamlessly insignificant in daily activities, but it's the thing that really shows over time. It really shows over time. You know what I mean? Kobe doesn't become Kobe without shooting 100 micro shots every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I heard Steph Curry shoots thousands of shots a day. Those are micro habits. Think about your morning routine, right? Do you rush out the door, skipping breakfast and checking your emails and just get into your day fully open? Do you do that? Because if you do, I would suggest you don't do that because that's deteriorating your quality of life. A better morning routine would be something like, imagine instead of starting your day with a 5-minute stretch, how about that? Start your day with a 5-minute stretch, a glass of water to hydrate you, and a moment of mindfulness so that you can just be in the present moment. Because understand, if you're not in the present, you're either living in the past or building anxiety of the future. The present is a gift. The present is a gift. Consider this. Consider your work environment. Do you spend hours at the desk, just hunched over, looking at a computer screen or whatever? Look, I've worked in the corporate field. It's been years. It's been a long time. It's probably been over 10 years, 12 years since I actually worked in the corporate world in that aspect. But I know when I did, it drained me. It drained me, especially when they didn't have windows. You ever work in a call center? They ain't had no windows. It's just a computer monitor and a desk and a bunch of annoying ass people around you. I would constantly have to get up. I would constantly have to get up and implement my daily due diligence. So what does that mean? What does that look like? If I worked a corporate job and sat at a desk all day, that looks like me getting up every 15, 20, 45 minutes and stretching and walking around and breathing and, getting my headspace away from what it is I'm currently being inundated with. You mean like I'm always having to separate myself from the task that I feel is hindering my peace. You know what I mean? So you can implement micro habits like that. Stand up, walk around during meetings, take short breaks and stretch, or simply adjust your posture. You know, do you sit up straight or you always hunched over? You know, just how you stand will give you. I used to tell young men, when I used to mentor young men, I used to tell them, like, look, man, poke your chest out, stand up, bro. Because even if you're not confident, your posture will give you that confidence. Tony Robbins talks about the power stance. The power stance, where you're standing up there, hands on your waist, chest out like Superman. It affects you. It affects you. If you haven't tried these techniques, try them. I promise you. If you're ever nervous or scared, the easiest way to help you overcome that, if you ever have anxiety about speaking in public or talking to someone or approaching a woman, the best thing you can do is fix your posture. That is the easiest and best thing that you can do to overcome that situation, to overcome that fear, to overcome that anxiety. Fix your posture. Because every time we move our body, it sends chemical reactions to our brain. It sends chemical reactions to our brains. We can, just your breath alone can spark endorphins in you. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know that, did you? Just your breath alone can spark your endorphins. What if I told you that incorporating short, effective workouts into your day-to-day task, it can be beneficial? Interval training, timed interval training, such as HIIT, it doesn't even necessarily, the thing about HIIT, it doesn't even necessarily have to be high intensity. I love to work out the slow jams. I like to really feel the muscle. I like to really get involved and intimate with what it is that I'm doing sometimes. It's a benefit in it. If you always listening to hip hop, if you always listening to rock, if you always listening to up-tempo music, try doing it slow. Try doing it slow. See how those muscles really feel. See how that weight really feels in your hand. I'm telling you, you're going to see a benefit. You're going to see a benefit. What about your nutrition? Nutrition is another area where what micro habits can make a profound impact on you and your nutrition. Could you drink more water? Could you just make that a simple habit? You don't have to just, I'm going completely vegan. I'm going completely plant-based. I'm kicking the meat. Nah, man. Micro habits. You trying to cut out sugar? Just start eating a little more apples. Start eating some more fruit, some berries. You got to substitute the things that you don't desire. If I desire to do one thing and I desire to quit doing another thing, the easiest way to quit doing another thing is simply adding more of the good. When I train people, when I coach individuals, I coach them and teach them to incorporate positive habits, positive things that they want to see in their life. Because if I just tell you to stop doing this and stop doing that and stop doing this, you're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna get discouraged. because you still have the desire to do those things. But when I change your focus and I shift your intentions, like I'm making sure that I'm doing this. I'm making sure that I'm eating fruit. I'm making sure that I'm drinking water. I'm making sure that I'm getting more sleep. I'm going to feel better. You're going to feel better. So I implore you, create micro habits in your day-to-day. Create a daily due diligence strategy. If you don't know how to create a daily due diligence strategy, if you don't know how to set up these things, check in the description. Check in the description. I got another video on it. It's a 3-step process. It's a 3-step process. So finally, let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about your mental health. The demand of a high-stakes career can lead to chronic stress, which then, in turn, has an effect on your quality of life. Your career has an effect on your quality of life. You being stressed out has an effect on your quality of life. Incorporating micro habits such as daily gratitude journaling. We talked about this before. Journaling before you go to sleep at night. Getting that stuff out of your head so that you're not always thinking about it while you're trying to sleep. It works. How about practicing deep breathing exercises? Can we take a deep breath right now? Let's take a deep breath right now. Let's implement it right now. Let's take action right now. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. We're going to inhale. Exhale. One more time. Deep breath. Let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out. Let it out completely. Don't you feel better? I know I feel better. I swear, I tell you the God's honest truth. I feel completely better when I do that. I feel completely better. I feel clearer. I feel clearer in the mind, in the head, in my thinking, in my breathing. It works. It works. How about setting aside for hobbies and interests? It can greatly enhance your emotional resilience and mental clarity. Just setting aside time for hobbies and interests. My children are about to go back to school. I just took them to lunch. Then guess what? We went to the nursery and looked at some flowers and bought some plants for the house. Nature improves your quality of life. Good food and good company improves your quality of life. Maybe you've been too much of a hermit. Maybe you need to get outside. Maybe you need to get outside. Maybe you need to get around some good people. Maybe you've been around too many of the wrong people. You don't want to get older. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't do for self before you start worrying about your quality of life. It's too late. It's too late. When you get sick, it's too late. Think about it now. Think about the micro habits that you can implement to drastically change your life. No, it's not going to happen overnight. But what does? What of value happens overnight? Remember, the journey to optimal health and well-being is not a sprint. It's not. Like the late and great Nip says, it's a marathon. It's a marathon, my G. It's a marathon. You gotta take your time with it. You gotta slow roast this thing. Cause you really these habits, these rituals, these strategies have to become second nature. And the only way something becomes second nature is if you're doing a little bit daily. Because if you do too much, you're just gonna be burnt out. So, look, embrace the power of micro habits and watch how they transform not just your body, but your mind and your spirit as well. I promise you, I guarantee you, if you implement these strategies, if you take the time to really think and create a plan for your quality of life and personal health, you will see major progress and significant change. And that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. So upgrade your life today. Upgrade your life and start incorporating micro habits for mega change. That's my whole thing. Have a good one. Until next time.